Hello, friends. Uh, you know, I hear on so many, well, I hear the chickens now, but I'm walking up here, so maybe we can lose them. If I walk about 25 kilometers, we might be able to lose them. No, seriously, if I walk a little bit up here. What I want to say today is people not being able to adjust to the place, to this place. And I don't know why not. I don't know why not. I know there is several reasons that people can't adjust to being here, but I just don't understand what all the fuss is about. Because I think if you sell everything up and you come here without putting your boots on the ground for a period of time of a year or something like that, you know, you come for a half a year and go back, come for another half a year or 3 months at a time if you wish, then you're going to get a better idea of the place before you make that decision of selling everything, you know, selling everything in your home country and coming here, then realizing, oh shit, you know, what have I done? And then you either put up with living here, not liking it, or going back to your home country with nothing left because you've sold it all. Well, there's an easy answer, isn't there? There's two. Don't sell everything in your home country until you make the final decision that you can live here. Not stood under coconuts. I'm not stood under coconuts, actually. And I, do you know something? And this is the truth, guys. I don't see that much of a difference. I really don't. I don't see that much of a difference being able to adapt here to being able to adapt when I was in Japan or South Korea. You know, it depends how much you want to be in a place. It all depends on how much you want to live and to start a new life in the particular place in which you are moving to. And also women, I hear so many stories of, and I do hear a lot of stories on the internet, on YouTube, of saying, women in the Philippines, don't trust them. Why not? Just because one or two of you, or maybe more than that, but let's just say some people have had a bad experience with a Filipina. And I'm talking Filipina because that's where we are, all right? Now, that person is automatically blaming the Filipina. So that's only one side of the story that you're hearing, right? We aren't hearing the Filipina side of the story. So many people automatically assume that the guy telling the story is telling the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Well, we don't know that, do we? So many people take note of what they are saying by saying, don't trust a Filipina, they will scam you, or once they get what they want, they will out you. I'll tell you something, guys, really. In the time I've been here, 7 years, I've been here 7 years, I know many foreigners, they all with the same women that they were with originally. All of them. None of them have had breakups. None of them have had horror stories, so to speak. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because obviously it does, but that happens in every country. It happened to me when I was in England. My ex-wife was a control freak. She controlled, or she wanted to control every move that I made, and no good. But that's another story. So here, when people say, "Oh, be careful of this, be careful of that," well, yes, there is a lot of women out here and out everywhere that do that. So don't let that put you off. In my observation, I only see, well, I have only seen good relationships with foreigners and their wives. I've got like an American friend, and he's in America at the moment, but his family are here, very close to where I live, and they've been together forever. with his Filipina. They'd be married forever. And yes, everyone has their ups and downs. They have their arguments. You know, I have odd words with my wife sometimes, and she has words with me. But it's nothing out of the ordinary. You know, I think in a healthy relationship, we need to clear the air sometimes. And I think many Filipinos might get sick of their boyfriends, and I'm talking foreigners here. I don't know Filipinos, you know, how they get on. But with the foreigners, maybe these Filipinos get bored because maybe the foreigner doesn't want to do anything. Maybe he doesn't want to go out. Maybe, you know, he just wants to sit in the house. I'm just saying, I don't know. But, you know, we can't just take one side of the story all the time of why these foreigners split up with their Filipinas. Obviously, some of them, you know, some Filipinas might not be so good, and yeah, the breakup might be necessary. But with some, I think it's mainly because of, you know, perhaps because many foreigners here are old. Don't forget that, you know. Many foreigners who come here are, you know, they are retired or they're close to retirement age, and I think some probably don't want to do anything. You know, they might be renting an apartment or they might have built a house and they don't want to go out. You know, they might go out to the market once a week or this, but you know, and if your Filipino is younger than you, which generally is the case, they've got different ideas. You know, they want to go to the beach, which I love doing that, so I do that with my wife, you know. They want to go to the beach, they want to go and do a little bit of shopping, maybe go to a different province or something. So I think it's selfish if we don't do that. Maybe, you know, put your foot down sometimes when you think, well, I can't do everything that you want to do. I want to start doing things that I want to do as well. But I think we have to take their thoughts into consideration as well. And it's like everything. Relationships can go stale. Relationships can go stale, and some do go stale. And I think we'll all be fools to have this notion where we just are in a relationship and we just think it's going to work. We have to keep some fire in the relationship. We have to keep some excitement in the relationship. And by doing things together, you know, or even if that, or, you know, like with me, sometimes I go out with my friends, you know, my wife doesn't mind that sometimes. But mainly we do things together. And every weekend we do something. It doesn't matter what it is, but we do something every weekend as a family. And that's very important, you know, for this bonding time. And bonding time in the Philippines is a very, very important thing. Many foreigners might overlook this. Like I said, they just could get, you know, complacent and just want to sit in an armchair all day long, or, you know, watch TV or do a bit of gardening. Well, that's all well and good, but you've got to take into consideration your younger Filipina, and they want to do things. And we should be obliged to do that as well, you know, to actually keep the excitement going. Keep the excitement going. Anyway, that's the women's side of things. And talking about, you know, being able to adapt here. Well, to be fair, guys, I think it just depends how adaptable you are. I mean, I'm very adaptable because I like living here. I really love living in the Philippines, and I I wanted to adapt, so I did adapt, and I have adapted, and I think I've adapted very well, actually. I get on with the local people very well. I get involved in their local events, like the fiestas or birthday parties. I really get involved in that. And they really appreciate you getting involved in some of these things. And it's not all what people say, where you go to, you know, like an event, they expect you to pay because you're a foreigner. Well, I've not had that. I've not had that, really. I've not had it where they've expected me to pay for everything. You know, you pay your way. You pay your way, you know. And I know a couple of foreigners who haven't adapted, and but they still live here. But they haven't adapted. They just live in like a solitary life, you know. Well, they make friends with foreigners, but they fall out with the foreigners after a short, you know, like a short space of time. So they are what I call is lost souls. They just keep wandering around. They just wandering around, making friends, breaking up with the friends, making new friends, and not really enjoying the country. But I don't know, you know, and Americans, you know, Europeans, there might be stories of, you know, like Americans and that, where they, more stories about Americans because there are more of them here. It's simple why there's more stories about, you know, like Americans and that. It's because there's more of them. And the same as Australia. There's a heck of a lot of Australians here because it's closer to Australia, to the Philippines, than it is from America or from parts of Europe. All of Europe to the Philippines. So there's more of them here. So, of course, you're going to hear more about them because it's probably like, you know, I don't know what their percentage is, but it's a heck of a lot more than British people here. Or Germans, or because, you know, it's just a bigger country. There's more retirees from those countries. But I don't know. I think people are the same everywhere. You know, the only difference is we've got different tastes of what we like. You know, we have different ideas of scenery that we like. We have different ideas of where we want to live. If you want to live in the countryside, like I do, or you want to live in the city, that's just preference. It's only preference. But I don't think that there's any difference between nationalities. People are people wherever you go. People are people. You know, you get big-headed Europeans, big-headed Americans, big-headed Australians. It doesn't matter. But you can't pinpoint one nationality of being worse than the other. I don't think, anyway. Well, I've never come across it. I've never come across it. I think everyone's, you know, you get big-headed, you know, British people. You get big-headed American people. You get big-headed Australian, Europeans. I've come across them all. But I wouldn't class that particular nation of people as worse than anyone else. That's just what I think. So, that being said, my house has been skim-coated. My house has been skim-coated around here. Look. Oh, look. Hello, son. Say hello. Hello.
Daddy, look, it's baby.
Oh, yes. Look, guys. I've got to show you. My dog's had her puppies. Where's she at? She had them.
In the back.
Where's Mummy gone? Look, guys. Look.
In the back.
Oh, yeah. Look. There's Mummy, and there's the 3 puppies. She had 3 puppies, guys. In the night, early morning.
You're the baby
Yeah.
puppy.
Yeah, she had 3 puppies. All girls. All girls they are. So, guys, that's it, really. And I'll speak to you later because my little boy started. Subscribe to the channel, guys, and like, share, hit the notification. There's my wife. Hello, wifey. Yeah, hello, people. Hello, son. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.